Feeling much better this show. Better vibes. Iowa State men and women both finally win. Iowa men win again. The Iowa women may never lose with a big game tonight. The Iowa Hawkeye football program just picked up another Australian punter who's being shipped against his will on a 24-hour journey from Australia
what about that kid from Simpson?
Oh, he's a nobody. Come on. Did we really honestly think this Simpson kid was going to be the kid? No, he's backup.
Jake Brent said he had like a 96-yard punt.
We got an Aussie now, man. We got an Aussie.
We got one too now. Did you hear that?
No.
Cyclones got an Aussie.
Was he shipped against his will as well?
No. Not that I'm aware of. I think he was shipped against his will from Pullman, Washington.
Oh, okay. He was at Washington State.
Or he was like going there. I don't know. I don't know the backstory.
Another good vibe. You've got the pullover on. Hendo with maybe his biggest win as a Drake head coach.
Definitely his biggest win.
Okay. So a lot to get to today.
Yeah, excited.
Get into it.
Fun show. Let's after it.
My game plan? Get the best without the fuss. That's why I love Fareway. Everything I need, easy to find. And a hometown atmosphere that just hits different. Fareway, your home court advantage.
This game is once in a century. Be there at Casey Center on February 12th. Go to HarlemGlobetrotters.com for your tickets to the 100-year tour.
Chris Williams, Chris Hassel, two Chris's, one network. This is Two Guys. Presented by Fareway Meat and Grocery. From the Channel Seed Studios, this is Two Guys. Exclusively on Iowa Everywhere.
I'm picking up the kids from school today, and I'm going straight to Fareway because the high tomorrow is negative 42.
I did take a peek at the forecast for you guys, and it made me smile.
Oh, you're a sadist now, huh? You just want us all to be in pain?
Well, you guys choose to live there.
You're goddamn right we do. It's Iowa. We're everywhere.
What really
Did you
though?
say
It's
it was
be
like 40 degrees the other day down there? It's not that much better.
Well, I mean, the low was
Relatively.
40 degrees.
Dude,
but
it's going to be like tomorrow, the high, the last I saw was -4. And that's not accounting for like the wind chill. Like the feels like is going to, they got that thing going on up in Okoboji this weekend. The
What
like
thing?
winter games is what they call them.
What?
It's a
Winter
tradition.
games? What are you talking about?
They do all
like
this
a
winter stuff.
Winter Olympics for.
It's basically just a big drunk fest up in
Isn't it the
Okoboji.
Iowa games, but the winter version up there, basically?
I don't
bunch of
know, but
winter
it's going to
sport?
be, they're saying it's going to be like, the feels like it's going to be like -40.
Yeah, but what do you expect if you're doing some kind of winter games in Okoboji in late January?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you expect it to be cold, but not that cold.
I mean, is there that much of a difference between 10 degrees and -5? To me, there's really not. The only thing that makes a difference is the wind. Is there a lot of wind?
Yes.
You should have seen it yesterday. There were all of the trash cans on my cul-de-sac were at the end of the street. Or missing.
Maddie and I,
gone.
we got done. We were doing an interview at Iowa State football yesterday, and we got out of there, and it was just blowing. It was like a blizzard, and it was the weirdest thing ever. And then it just stopped, and it was like 40 degrees. The weather up here is just out of control right now. And the whole, so I'm not, like Jake Brend was supposed to go to Stillwater for us to cover the game this weekend, and I'm not sending him because he's going to get stuck down there in Oklahoma. Like the whole world shuts down when you get south of, Kansas City and it starts to snow. They don't know how to handle it.
Well, they've been moving a bunch of games around this weekend. Have they moved that? They haven't moved the Oklahoma State game, though.
I think that one's far enough north, but I was like, Jake, it's not even worth it. Like, I don't want you to get stuck there, get in a wreck or anything like that.
Saturday here, high of 78, low of 69. Jeez. But there's some clouds in the sky, partly cloudy.
Well, I'm going to load up on Fareway because I'm not leaving my house this weekend.
I think maybe we should start with Iowa State football. I mean, that's kind of the newest thing here, is it not? With
yeah,
you
I mean,
talking
with the schedule.
The schedule came out. You finally got to sit down with the new head coach. Did he drop any curse words in front of you?
He didn't. He did have an old dip in his mouth the whole time, which was kind of cool.
That's cool to you? So that's a spit cup?
I believe.
Yeah,
Matt,
I think he was drinking. I think he was drinking out of it, so I don't think it was. But Coach is
he's the real deal.
He
man.
enjoys it. Yeah.
Like this guy, I do have a newfound appreciation for him because he doesn't. He's not putting on a show for anybody. Like what you see is what you get with Coach Rogers, and I can appreciate that.
I don't know. I mean, he was putting on a show for those fans at Hilton, dropping the F-bombs.
But I think that's just who he is. I don't think it was a show. I think that's just his.
That's the biggest difference between him and Campbell. Like he does not really have like a filter, but I think it's just he's just more naive. Like that's just how he is. Like he's just gonna say what he thinks.
I don't know. You, Matt,
I don't like it.
You guys can go and watch, and I'm gonna get the interview up. I'm gonna put it up on the Iowa Everywhere YouTube page.
How long did you go with him?
About 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
It's up on the Cyclone Fanatic one right now too. So if you missed it, check it there too.
Yeah, it was very football heavy. I kind of screwed up Chris, I think, on the interview because I think that I was trying to get to know him a little bit more for fans and stuff. And Rogers,
that's what fans want. They want to get to know this guy.
I think he just wants to talk football. Well,
you got to try to bring him out of his shell.
I did,
That's going to endear him to the fan base as well. You don't want this just mechanical. Well, we got to talk lines of scrimmage. I mean, come on. Let's show some personality. This is like your first foray into, one-on-one interviews with individual outlets.
I did get him to laugh.
Relax a little bit.
I got him to laugh. You want to see him laugh?
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Wrestled? I wrestled. I wrestled when I was little. A little bit. I love wrestling though.
You look like a wrestler.
Yeah, my brother wrestled. My brother was legit, and I didn't wrestle. Not good enough or not long enough to talk about it. But man, I love watching it.
You had a neck on you in college.
I had a neck, that's for sure. It's all.
Man, I was going through. Like, where'd that come from?
Yeah, I trained a lot.
What were you training? Like that thing was.
I just lifted a lot. I was a kind of a workout warrior, if you'd say that.
See, he loosens up a little bit. We had
neck
some
presses.
Look at that thing.
That doesn't even look like him now.
Remember how we discovered the neck was how tall is Coach Rogers, and
right? Yeah.
Holy
did you guys stand
cow,
up?
The neck.
Okay, you were there too, Van Wil, correct?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I shot the interview.
Okay, job. Matt, you are what, 6'3"?
Yeah, 6'2", 6'3", yeah.
Okay, how tall?
He's my height, right?
Yeah, he's like 6 feet, probably. He's about 6 feet.
No,
I'm
not.
6
Williams
feet.
isn't 6 feet.
He's like taller than Williams.
I'm 5'10", 5'10 and a half.
Williams says that
he was a little
height.
taller.
I'm 5'10", and he's right at my height. So I don't know. That whole thing. It was just interesting. It was quite bizarre walking into that football office, and it was just you don't know anybody.
Yeah, how much different is it? Have they rearranged the
No,
furniture?
no,
I
it looks
noticed
the
he's
same.
still wearing Campbell's leftover black hat.
With the very tight bend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's Campbell's hat.
Yeah.
Because it's the same black hat. It's weathered, it's worn, and it's got that huge bend. Campbell just left it behind in his office, and Rogers is like, all right, well, I got my get up.
Right. I didn't realize that.
Matt, what did you think of the interview?
I thought it.
I always am critical of myself, and I'm a little critical of how I went into it, thinking that I was just going to get him to.
Well,
but we did at the end. We were having some fun. I enjoyed getting to know him a little bit more. I think that there's a very likable side to him. He's just, it's not natural for him to. Matt Campbell would sit there and he could just bullshit and say nothing in 30 minutes, and give you no information.
Campbell had been a head coach quite a bit longer than Rogers had. Rogers only has 1 year.
Jimmy he was very real though. That's the thing. It's just there's not a lot of he's not going to put on a show for you. That's the reality of him.
Yeah, I read through a lot of the comments on the CF YouTube page, and a lot of people were just saying they appreciated the authenticity, how honest he was about the, bringing in new players, how tough it was, like their strategy, and that you got into a lot of that, which I haven't heard yet. So I was really impressed.
What the hell did I just hear? I just heard the phlegmiest cough.
Wet cough.
Get over it. I got my snot nose kid here. Okay.
Oh my god.
No,
I hope people enjoy it.
It was fun. It was fun.
It is difficult to go in there and do the style that I do when you don't really know the person. Now, I have met him a few times. We didn't go into that thing cold, but I enjoyed it. I appreciate them.
Oh, you had met him before. I didn't realize that.
I met him on the day of his press conference, and we
okay. Yeah, but that's a whirlwind for him.
Yeah, he doesn't remember anything from that day, I'm sure. And really that was what was interesting to me the most about this whole thing is just how do you even. I was talking with his GM too after. On my way out, and it's just like the entire process of building a college football team in a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And like the thing is, let's just compare we've all watched how NFL teams are built for 50 years. There's just no playbook. Like nobody knows what they're doing. They're kind of making this whole thing up, like this salary cap in college football on the fly, and I'm just really interested in that process. It's fascinating.
Cuck Norris has a question. He must have referenced something during the interview about how some people weren't very clear in communicating whether they were staying or leaving. Cuck Norris wants to know if you have any insight on what he was talking about.
I mean, I think that's honestly Cuck. 6'9", that is a college football thing. It's like some of these guys, like you got to realize when these schools, this happens all over the country. I don't really blame players for this because they don't know what offers are real. Some of them don't even have real agents. It's like their uncle pretending to be an agent. And like there's so much misinformation out there. So I think, sure, maybe some players are bad actors. I'm not saying they're all perfect, but I don't believe that guys were like intentionally lying to Jimmy. I think maybe they thought they were going to stay, and then all of a sudden they had a better offer come in, and they end up leaving. Like I don't know. I don't know the specifics of what he was talking about, but it was it was enlightening. I have a very deep sense of appreciation for all these schools that are doing this on a seemingly yearly basis when they do, like the James Madisons of the world, and where they just are losing their entire team every year and have to turn it over. It's just like really hard to do. I think they're going to be pretty good next year, though, Chris. Like I don't know what that means.
Okay, but this is from Cody Nagel from 24/7 Sports. 7 Power 4 teams lost at least 30% of their total offensive and defensive snaps to the portal this season. So 7 were above 30%. Only 2 were above 40%. Oklahoma State, 53%. Iowa State, 62.5%.
Mm-hmm.
That puts it into perspective. Just like it's bad a lot of places, the turnover, but Iowa State is a different level this season.
So I just one of the I thought enlightening answers he gave, Matt. I don't know if you agree. I asked him. I said, do you feel like you had a good portal season, like all things considered? And he was very quick to jump on it. And he basically said, like, I can't believe how many good offensive linemen we got. I'm paraphrasing, but
that's how they're going to play and what they're going to need.
He was like, I just couldn't believe how many players we were able to get in the portal who were just good offensive linemen. So,
well, let's check out the schedule.
Yeah, so that came out yesterday morning.
That was eye-opening to me. I don't know if this jumped out to you, but the first half of that schedule is ridiculous. I mean, you've got to go to Iowa, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's your
Which you'll be an underdog there.
Yeah, at least you don't have to go to a
foreign
group
country.
of 5 on the road. Bowling Green's at home.
I was thinking a foreign country too. You don't have to travel to Europe.
But you start at home against Utah. maybe that's a top 3 team in the conference. No question.
Yeah, it is, but wouldn't you rather play them earlier?
I don't know.
With their coaching turnover? I don't know.
Well, that's
either.
what I wanted to talk to you about. I'll lay out the schedule for those that might not know it, and then we'll discuss. So the first Big 12 game is against Utah. Then you're home against West Virginia. Okay, good. I mean, that's a game you can win, but it's Rich Rod's second season. Then you're at BYU.
But they got to replace like 50 dudes too.
Yeah.
West Virginia does.
But then you go at BYU, which that's another likely
they're
top 3
gonna
team in the.
They'll be preseason number 2 in the league behind.
If you rank Iowa State's Big 12 opponents, they're playing their top 2 opponents in the first 3 games of the Big 12 slate in Utah and BYU. Then you have a bye. Then you go at Arizona.
Yeah.
So I think that the 3 toughest Big 12 games are in their first 4 Big 12 games.
Yeah, I totally buy that.
And look, you can look at this one of 2 ways. I heard Bloom and Bren talking about it, and Bloom was saying this sets up great because we have the more winnable games on the back end of the schedule when the team will have its footing underneath it a little bit more. But man, do you really want to have to play Utah and BYU and Arizona in the first half of the Big 12 schedule with all your new guys? I would rather have the Baylors, the Cincinnatis, the UCFs early on in the season, and then finish up with the better teams, and then see where you stack up at the end of the year.
I could see that point,
as
too.
opposed to just totally jumping in balls Marie with Utah, BYU, and at Arizona. Man.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't know. It could be worse. You miss out on Tech here.
Yeah. Pete Prisco says that he thinks Arizona State could go to the playoff this season.
Yeah,
Pete Prisco is an Arizona State alum, and he's not one to blow smoke on his alma mater. He said that they've had the most incredible portal season. They got, 3 of the top 6 wide receivers in the portal, and he loves the quarterback that they have coming in from Kentucky. So you miss Arizona State, and you miss Texas Tech. That's at least something, but it's a really difficult first part of the schedule.
I would definitely disagree with you just on the Utah. I don't know if I care about the BYU thing because it's like I think Iowa State probably right now would be a double-digit underdog to them no matter when they play. But these teams that are just completely turning everybody over.
Is Utah doing?
I don't know, Chris.
This was a succession plan with Kyle Whittingham.
It was, but they still lost
a
a bunch of dudes to Michigan. And a bunch of their staff. Like, I would definitely rather play them in September than November. I don't think BYU matters. I'm not sure Arizona matters
because you're going to lose them anyway.
Well, yeah, you're gonna be underdogs in those. I'm anxious to see Oklahoma State this year. I think that they could be.
I think Oklahoma State's going to be a lot better than people think.
I would agree.
They're one of those teams that. It's not going to be like Indiana was last year, but it's similar to that.
But they're bringing like the whole thing. They have a quarterback. They've got a system.
That quarterback is legit.
Yeah. So I would probably that game on Halloween will probably be more difficult than what most people just glancing at the schedule think. And what is Baylor? Because they get the Florida kid, the quarterback. Who was like
DJ
a
Lagway.
He was like a 5-star guy, didn't live up to the hype there. But that'll be a buzz off season for them. But I mean, I'm over the Baylor thing. Like I've heard this enough. Like it feels like Aranda is what he is at this point. I'll say this because we got to move on to basketball. It's a manageable schedule for a first year.
What would you put the over under at?
5.5.
That's where I'd put it.
5.5, and I'd probably take the over. I do think that they did really well in the portal. That doesn't mean you're going to win, right? Florida State has done well in the portal. Like, there's a lot. Like, so the work is now – they have bodies, though. That's the thing. Like, compared to a month and a half ago where you're looking at this and you're like, they have, like, real Power 4 guys. Can you mold them into whatever this is going to – whatever they want it to look like? And that's what Rutgers has to do. We talked about that in the interview, and I do like having a 5th-year quarterback that is by all means a pretty good leader. From what I didn't know, like Rayner had like offers from like the military academies and stuff out of high school. Like this is a really high end dude. We're talking.
What did Rogers say about the spring game? Kyle wants to know.
I did not ask that.
I saw something where he told somebody that there wouldn't be an actual game, but something open to the public. I don't know if that's true. I
think Eugene Rapay from the Register said that there won't be a spring game, but there'll be some sort of spring activity for fans to come and see.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm optimistic though, because you know, the headlines a month ago were there's nobody on the roster. Now they did a good job in the portal. Now, can you put it together? You look at the schedule, it's manageable. I think that a bowl game should be the expectation in year one. I don't know if that's fair, but I also don't you're not alone. You look at this schedule, like half of college football is doing rebuilds. Now, Iowa State's is more extreme because of the players lost, but this isn't like this new thing anymore. And Rogers did it last year where he told me in the interview, he's like, we should have won 10 games last year at Washington State is what he thought. So they almost beat Mississippi.
They did. That was their best game for sure.
So we'll see. I'm just very cautious to pretend on January 22nd that I know anything about this, because I really don't. Let's kind of analyze it as we see it and go from there. We are always presented by Fareway Meat and Grocery. I would like to encourage everybody to go and give a hello to our friends over at Freedom Tire. You better check your damn tires going into this weekend. I can promise you that, because they're gonna be low.
Yeah, they are.
They're gonna be low. I bet you if you go into Altoona, Ames, Des Moines, West Des Moines, Urbandale, any of those Freedom Tires, they'll top them right off for you. Bet you they'll do it. Thanks to them for sponsoring the show. Also want to give a shout out to our friends over at the Iowa Wild. Matt, what do we have coming up? January 30th, we got a meet and greet. Is that the...
Yes. So Brad Banks.
Wow.
You guys familiar with that name?
Is Brad Banks dress up in the mascot outfit?
Yeah,
Great
yeah,
dude.
they're going to put him in the No. So you can buy this special ticket package to meet Brad Banks, get an autograph before the game. It's Friday, January 30th. IowaWild.com. It's a meet and greet before the game, autographs, photo op, and then the Wild, I think, are wearing their cool outdoor classic uniforms that you hear about. They're doing this outdoor hockey game in Minnesota. So it's Throwback Threads night. First 1,500 fans get a free Iowa Wild winter scarf. So That's cool deals with our friends at the Iowa Wild.
I love Brad Banks. Great guy. I did an event with him once.
Yeah, he's good. I interacted with him a lot when I was in Iowa. I like that he still kept that connection.
Yeah.
To the state, and I think played for the Barnstormers for a little bit. And that was cool.
I love hanging out with those little guys and talking shop with them. I did the thing with him and Seneca one time, and oh my gosh, for a kid of the 90s,
what a year that was. Oh my God,
man.
2002.
So fun.
Take me back.
So fun. Also, last but certainly not least, our friends over at Game Day Men's Health. It is Don't Be a Fat Ass season here on Iowa Everywhere.
A lot of people in the comments wanting to know if Jimmy Rogers is teed up.
I don't think that guy is. No, I think that it's pretty natural tee.
Okay.
That's the sense that I got. I didn't ask him. Hey, Coach Rogers, do you take testosterone injections like I do? But hey, for real, if you've thought about this, and if you are, if you're thinking about this, you can go in to Game Day Men's Health and they can check your levels for you. You can get a consultation booked. They do a great job. I've been doing this for a year and a half now, and it's really changed my life, to be honest with you. So go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com, or you can go visit the one that I go to in Ankeny, West Des Moines, also over North Liberty if you're in the Chicago area, and then they're opening one over in Chicago, I think. Naperville has one. All sorts of good stuff.
All right, can we get to your Iowa Hawkeye men's basketball team with a huge win over Rutgers?
My Iowa Hawkeye men's. Well, dude, I couldn't believe it. So I got home from Hilton, and I always call my dad on the way home and talk. Mm-hmm. So I didn't turn on Dolph, and I just flip on the TV as soon as I could not believe the score of the Iowa Rutgers game.
Yeah, I couldn't either. And I think, God, if we didn't have betting lines, maybe I wouldn't have been as pissed off and surprised. I mean, Iowa was more than a 15-point favorite against this team. Rutgers is bad. I mean, that would have been a loss that's more than a seed line loss if they lose it. But they didn't, okay?
Yep,
so
I got it.
I'm trying to I'm jousting with my own emotions because I'm pissed off because they didn't play well at all, and they're struggling with this team that they shouldn't have struggled with. And Copper points out it opened at 20.5, the line. Came down to 17.5 at tip. And Iowa just did not have it. But that game was in the balance. And had they lost that would have completely undone everything they did at Indiana and then some. And for them to be able to keep their composure, just keep plugging away. Sturtz made some big plays down the stretch. God, the Tate Sage, that guy he was a lifesaver in that game. And they got the win. And you know what? I'm just going to try to forget about it and move on. Just be happy that they avoided disaster. Because, I mean, Rutgers, they just had a bunch of athletes and guys that were just more physical than Iowa. They were quicker than Iowa.
They were bouncing around on the glass. Like
they had this center that they had.
He gave him problems.
I mean, this guy, it was like he was molded by Zeus.
Yeah.
And it was not fun. It was not fun as an Iowa fan, but thank God they got that victory.
Do you think was that a letdown, or did they just not play well? There's a difference.
Yeah, and I don't know, because you knew you were going to have a week off after that, a full week off. So I thought they would go in, you finally get over the hump on the road at Indiana. You come back home. The students are back. It's a pretty good showing because they're giving out free jerseys, and it was $2 pretzels and $2 beers. And I thought that they would just roll this team, at least by 12, 15 points. I just think it was a bad showing. And I don't know what that
happens in college.
What kind
basketball.
of a precursor that might be to later on in the season. I do wonder, like, they also had free throw issues again. They were -6 in free throws. Rutgers scored 6 more points at the free throw line. I don't understand why Fulgaris is getting meaningful minutes. Maybe he's doing something on the defensive end that I can't see, but I went back and
look at that picture
and looked at his results, and he was really good in December, and then that game against UCLA, a game against UCLA that they won. He had 13 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks. He made 3 threes. That was his 4th straight game of scoring 13 plus. You know how many points he's scored in the 5 games since? 13. With 8 turnovers. 2 of 13 from 3-point range.
He's not like a high major big. Like, he's just not.
No, and I
think it showed in that Rutgers game, right?
He's not physical.
Yeah, he's just not built for it. Maybe how old is he?
I think he's a senior, but
yeah, that's trouble.
And maybe it's Ben McCullum thinking, okay, I know he's not playing. He's a junior, by the way, 6'10", 230 is what he's listed as. Maybe it's Ben McCullum thinking, okay, he was pretty good earlier on in the season. We need him to play his way out of this if we're going to get to where we need to get to as a team. That's the only thing I can think of, because I'm not seeing anything from him on the court. And all this while, and I know they're different players, completely different players, different positions. All of this while we're not seeing any of Brendan Hassan. Nothing. But it's Ben McCullum. I know he's a genius. I'm just gonna have to trust him, even though none of it makes sense or computes in my head.
I don't know. Like my expectations with Iowa now, I think it's totally fair too. As just an outsider, I don't gush over Ben like you do. I do think he's great. It's the same thing I said 2 weeks ago when they were struggling. They are really benefiting from chemistry and coaching. They are going to struggle at the physical aspects of the game the deeper you get into the Big Ten season. I still believe, even against a team like Rutgers, one of the worst teams in the Big Ten, if not the worst. Are they the worst team in the Big Ten? They're one of.
Rutgers? They're absolutely one of. Yeah.
But
they had 2 top 5 picks last year, and they still sucked.
And you saw Iowa struggle physically against that team. Now, they won the game, and credit to them for winning the game. They will continue to struggle physically against these teams. They just will. Now,
USC is going to come in there with athletes.
Yeah,
there's
right?
No
and you're not going to be able to match them athlete for athlete, so you got to beat them in different ways. And they've done a decent job of that so far. This just has to be what the expectation is with this Iowa team. Like, you're not – I don't care who they put out there at the 5. They're not going to match up with most guys in the Big Ten. You're just not with this group. But you can do other things we're seeing them do to win basketball games. And right now you would be in the NCAA tournament, which I think anyone would call a success in year number 1. So you just have to keep it into perspective.
A relative success. And maybe my expectations were a lot higher than everybody else's.
They were higher than mine. I thought they would get to the tournament, but I didn't think that.
I thought that, and I still do think they have a chance at this. I thought that, try to get your way into the 5 seed, 6 seed. Like I don't want to see this team on the bubble. I don't think they will be. But I think that they're good enough to be a top 25 team, a top 30 team. Get 5-6 range, stay out of the 8-9 game.
What would they be right now?
Oh, it's good question, because I have the very latest CBS Sports bracketology, which I don't think it's posted online every day, but I get an email every day.
Oh, so this is inside information.
You're gonna love this. You're gonna love it. CBS Sports, it's new this season. Jerry Palm is out. Okay.
What's Palm doing these days?
I think he's retired. We have our sports line team putting together.
I love the Sounders.
Bracketology with some of our college basketball analysts, writers, and all that. So it's a lot on, betting lines and power ratings and all that stuff, as opposed to just one person's opinion. Iowa right now, they have as a 6 seed. And you know who's the 3 next to them?
Is it Iowa State?
It's Iowa State.
That would be a nightmare for you guys.
Iowa State.
You don't want a piece of the Cyclones in the tournament.
Is the 3.
No way they would do that, would they?
No, I don't think so. But I'm surprised they have Iowa State down at a 3. Like I still feel like Iowa State's on the 2 line.
Was that before or after the other night?
This is current right now. You know
is
where
Iowa
they had
State?
Iowa State before that win? A 4.
But they were never going to be a 4 at that point.
That's elite trolling by CBS. You're rubbing off on them, Hassel.
Well, man, CBS has the Big 12 too. I mean, it's not. There's no bias here. This is the sports line team.
This is bad bracket projecting. I mean, it's all that is.
Where would you would have them as a 2?
I don't know. I haven't.
Honestly, I would have Iowa State as a 2, right?
I would, like, if you just look at the metrics.
And I would have Iowa. Easy. I'd have Iowa, somewhere between a 7 and a 9.
Iowa State still has the best win in the country this year.
Although Purdue just got beat by UCLA.
They did. But isn't that the best win in the country at Purdue and killing them the way that they did? Name a better win in the country.
Yes, I would think. Yes, without question, because not only was it a win at Purdue when they were number 1, it was the way they beat them. by 20 plus points.
Yeah, Pete says they're 6 in today's net, and they're 5 in Ken Palm. Like I think they would be a pretty safe 2 seed right now.
Yeah,
but
I do too.
So let's enter the Wyckoff comfort zone, shall we? And talk Iowa.
Kick back and relax. Two guys have entered the Wyckoff Heating and Cooling comfort zone.
Man, gonna need it this weekend. Keep this number, save this number to your phone. If your heater blows up this weekend, Wyckoff is gonna have a hell of a weekend. 515-287-6000.
Can you hear my wife in the background?
Yeah,
Listen.
dude, it's been messing with my head.
You can hear her?
Yes.
Stop talking. Can you hear that, Van Woke?
Is she on speakerphone?
No,
Oh my
but I
God.
forgot
You talking
to
to someone?
close. I forgot to close the door to my room. Let me go close
Kristen?
it.
I thought some people were here at my house.
I'm sorry.
Did you see me
Can you
earlier?
hear,
I was taking my earphone out, and I'm like, oh my God.
Can you hear Frozen playing in the background?
You got a little Frozen going on for the kid, Maddie?
Mm-hmm. We got a little
Let it
Frozen
go.
going on.
Let it go. Iowa State blows out mid-Florida on Tuesday night in Hilton Coliseum. And I've been doing these OTS games. I've been to almost every single one of them. And I don't know if I've ever seen a team hate physicality the way that mid-Florida did in that game. It was very clear that after the 2 losses, Iowa State really was challenged to go out there and treat it like a freaking UFC fight. And they responded really well, got off to a great start. And right now, mid-Florida's a tournament team. Like they are. Like all the metrics say it, they would be in the NCAA tournament, and they beat them by 30. So I don't know how this win looks in March, but it was exactly what this team needed to get its mojo going. I love the fact that Torrey hit a couple of threes. Blake Buchanan had a good game. You know, all the things that they really needed to get going, they got going. Now, this is exactly what I expected. I told Hassel before the game, we were on the phone, I said, I think I was just going to kill him.
You said TJ's got that look in his eye.
Yeah, I could tell.
And he needed to, man. I mean, my God.
I saw odds before the game, and it was like, okay. I joked with Chris. I go, he's doing 1-arm push-ups in the back. Watch out. But, like, you could tell the team really responded. Now, the key is this weekend. This is a huge game this weekend. Like, I really, really am putting a ton of emphasis on this game at Oklahoma State because it's easier to bounce back. You have the students were back. Hilton was good, not great, but there was energy there. It was all positives. You're going to go into a sleepier arena against a team that just scouted you, right? They just played you. They've scouted you now. Now it goes both ways. Iowa State scouted them as well. But this is a great challenge on Saturday at 3:00. I'm fascinated by this game. And if Iowa State can beat this Oklahoma State team, just get the win on the road, man, I'll be right back in there in the Wyckoff comfort zone.
Yeah, I thought the Cyclone Fanatic X account that put it perfectly in the first half of that game is Iowa State looks like Iowa State again. And it had been a long time. Like this wasn't just during the 2-game losing skid against Cincy and Kansas. They didn't look like themselves against Oklahoma State. For the most part, didn't look like themselves at Baylor. It's been a while since they played that well.
Dude, the physicality.
A complete game like that.
I'm not kidding, dude. Text your rotisserie chicken buddy or whoever the UFC guy is, UCF guy is. Like that team absolutely was flustered from the opening minute by Iowa State's. They were whining. Johnny Dawkins, like Hilton Coliseum is an absolute nightmare zone for that guy. Like they've been blown out.
That guy looked just miserable. You probably didn't see it because you couldn't hear him at least because it was on the broadcast. But when they would interview him, I mean, it was like he was dead inside. And like walking into the locker room at halftime, he seemed like he would rather be anywhere else but there. And you're right, to your point. CBS has UCF as a 9 seed right now.
Look at how hard TJ's grabbing his arm.
Get the hell out of here.
Squeezing it.
That's just I love it.
Look at the look in TJ's eyes too. He's just
You
like,
motherfucker.
remember what happened last year?
Well, he likes Dawkins, though. Dawkins is a good guy. Everybody
They were
likes
all
him.
over it on the pregame show too. Back in the New York studio on CBS Sports Network, they were all talking about how this is going to be almost an impossible task for UCF because it's going to be a hornet's nest, and Iowa State's going to be pissed off after this past week they had, and that's exactly what happened. And finally, ding dong, the Wicked Witch is dead. They finally had a lead at the 10-minute mark.
Dude, and I understand, like, Jefferson with his second triple-double is the headline. I'm telling you guys, like, the key to me for that game was Torrey.
Yeah, he was back to looking like himself. And early on, hits a three.
Yes.
It's a factor on offense.
And again, I know, like, Taman had 5 steals. He goes 2 of 9, but had 5 steals. Great game by him defensively. But I'm telling you, like, if you break it down, I watched the tape last night. The reason Taman has 5 steals is because Torrey was back being the absolute menace that he had been. And I don't know where it came from. I don't know what they did to get him back. I don't know if it's just a freshman thing. And I don't know if he can keep it up on Saturday. But that was the difference in Iowa State getting out into transition. They forced more turnovers in 20 minutes in this game than they did the last 2 games combined. That's how Iowa State is a great basketball team, when they can play that style, and Torrey's got to be that guy.
It was stunning what they did to UCF when UCF had the basketball, because this is a high-level offensive team. They want to run, get up and down the court. They had scored 72, 73 points or more in every single game this season. And they've played number 1 Arizona. They've played Kansas. In this game, they're held to 57 points. I mean, going into the game, I was wondering, like, can UCF get to 70? Can they do it? Can they get to 70 again? They don't even get to 60. Don't even get to say they turn them over 19 times. Iowa State was plus 14 in turnovers. That's the recipe there. That's when Iowa State is playing like a Final Four team, is when they are that lopsided in the turnover battle and the points off turnover battle.
Want to encourage everybody to give a shout out. Well, I'm giving a shout out to our friends at the Wild Rose Casinos.
I will give a shout out to the Wild Rose Casinos.
You want to give a shout out to the Wild Rose?
You know
Casinos?
what? I should have,
because I was going to encourage everybody to just bet their faces off this weekend. And
I was
use one
all
of
over
our
that.
Wild
When
Rose
you
parties.
told me that TJ was doing one arm push-ups, even though you lied about it, I was like, okay, I better take Iowa State. And I took Iowa State first half line, the UCF team total under, and I mean, I know I didn't have any real information there, but it just set up like a lock.
Well, let me ask you this, Maddie, could you pull up the lines for the NFL championship games? Because Cuck Norris is asking for locks via our friends at the Wild Rose.
Cuck Norris
Casino.
wants us to drop our Wild Rose locks all over.
Now,
his
I'm not
face.
going to give you any locks, but Hassel and I are going to give you our off the top of our head bets for championship weekend. How about that? We have not discussed this. I have not even looked at the lines yet. You've got the Broncos is a 4.5-point underdog at home with
That's come down.
Who is the quarterback?
Jarrett Stidham. So
Stidham's
that had been 5.5 all week, and it's now 4.5.
And then you've got the Seahawks at -2.5. I would over the Rams. I would definitely take the Broncos and the points at home. I don't know if they win. I would take the points. Would you?
Yes. Yeah, if you're going to give me more than 4. If it went to 3.5, I might start thinking the other way. But 4.5, the Broncos still have better lines of scrimmage. Offensive line, defensive line. They should sack Drake May quite a bit. Like, Drake May's been sacked 5+ times in both games. I think maybe they can get him to make a mistake.
And it's Sean Payton, too.
And Sean Payton, yeah. Like,
I mean,
Pete Prisco has the Broncos winning outright. Not that he's like a good picker or anything, but like, nobody's giving the Broncos a chance. This is in Denver. And they're not playing this isn't the 85 Bears they're playing.
We need to text Coop. We just need to lay this now. We just need to put it down
before it
now.
moves again. I think it moved. Okay, we're going Broncos plus 4.5.
You know, this second one this is
dicey.
Smidge tricky. My gut tells me to take the Rams and Sean McVay and the veteran quarterback over Sam Darnold. But that home field for the Seahawks is madness.
The Seahawks haven't lost a home playoff game with fans in attendance in over 20 years.
Rams are frauds. I've been saying it all postseason.
Frauds?
They're frauds.
How are you? I mean, you can't get to the NFC Championship and be a fraud, man.
I think the Seahawks are just that much better, though. Give me the
Seahawks are so biased, though.
You're the most biased overall.
I know the NFC West. What are you talking about?
They beat the 49ers. Like, they just emasculated you guys 2 games in a row. Like, so you have a heightened view of the Seahawks.
That's a good point, Williams.
I'm just saying. I'm here to make us all money, Matt. I love you, brother. I was wearing a 49ers jersey last weekend for you. Okay,
dude. If it was 3.5, I'd go Rams. 2.5, I don't know, man. You really that you're basically saying the Rams are going to win in Seattle if you take them plus 2.5.
Well,
here's a stat though. You know where the Seahawks play? It's called Lumen Field. Now I don't know what the hell it used to be called. They have been playing there now for around 25 years. They are 12-2 all time in the postseason at home. 2 losses against the Rams, who are 2-0 there in the playoffs. Now that has really no bearing on this game. I get it, but I know Seahawks fans have that recollection. It's going to be in their heads a little bit.
I'm going
Seahawks minus 2.5.
I'll take the points.
Even though Matt, you've got the advantage at quarterback if you're the Rams, and you have the advantage at head coach. Sean McVay.
I want McVay. I'm gonna take the Rams, but I'm not as confident about that one. That one's like a toss-up for me. There you go, Wild Rose Casinos.
I'm dropping these locks all over your face.
Let's stay with football and head into our poor choices segment with our friends at Toppling Goliath. Now, I'm told that this is the last poor choices segment for a while, but because this was a football segment, but we'll hear more from our friends at Toppling Goliath here very soon on Iowa Everywhere. Really appreciate them. What an iconic brand for us to be able to associate with. The Pseudo Sue is, in my opinion, the most famous beer ever to come out of Iowa.
I still have a Cyber Sue waiting for me.
I might do one of them tonight, and I was definitely going to have a little Steeple Ridge this weekend when it's freaking negative 40 out.
Go to
mix them up a little bit. Iowa products.
tgbrews.com. You can see all of their beers. They got the Sioux series.
That is so cool.
Tell me, which beer do you want to know more about?
Oh, wow.
The Summer Sioux is lovely. Can we scroll down a little bit, Maddie? The limited releases.
They have this many beers? Man. Holy shnikes. What's that Jasper?
Look at that. I like their THC drinks, too. They're really good.
Jasper. Wow. Double IPA, 7.8% alcohol. Okay, Williams, now you didn't look at this list, did you?
No.
Okay. The poor choices is going to be, don't show it to us yet, Van Wilk. I want to kind of quiz Williams on where he thinks these teams might stack up. It is the CBS Sports, because I am a company man, a CBS Sports look ahead, early look ahead to next season and the rankings. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Just give me your top 3 off the top of your head. Who's 1, 2, 3?
Ohio State, Texas, Indiana.
Oh, you were so close. Ohio State, Texas, Georgia at 3. Where do you think Indiana is?
Because of knowing how these things work, probably out of the top 10.
You're close. Indiana's 8.
Okay.
I don't. This is why I'm putting it in poor choices. I think that's I don't like. Come on.
It's disrespectful.
You're just going blue bloods at the top. I mean, you're going Ohio State, Texas, Georgia, 1, 2, 3. Oregon 4, Notre Dame 5, Texas A&M 6. I do like that they have Texas Tech at 7. I think that's a good play. But Indiana's got to be higher. Michigan at 9. I like the addition of Kyle Whittingham. I do.
That's insane. That's a poor
I don't
choice.
see that. Come on. Oklahoma at 10. USC at 11. Where?
I can live with BYU at 12. I think they're going to be good.
Where's Iowa?
Probably not in the top 25.
You're right.
Yeah.
Iowa not ranked.
I mean, you can't blame them.
That's
all you guys
This
lose.
is one of the few look-aheads that doesn't have Iowa ranked.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising that anyone would have them ranked. And I'm not just
Where-
with all you guys lose. Like I just.
Where do you think Penn State is? You see that they're not in the top 14.
Well, they should be in the top 15 because of their schedule.
Well, I don't think this is taken into account schedule. This is
Okay.
just like, I think, talent. Like, how good is the team?
They're probably in the top 20. Are they?
22.
Okay.
22.
Dude, their schedule, like.
You know who they're behind? Did you see that? Behind
No.
Houston.
Whose schedule's tougher, Iowa State's or Penn State's next year?
Boy. I think, let's pull those up, because I think Iowa State's might be tougher.
I do too.
Because
I
Penn State.
absolutely think it is.
Am I wrong in that? I don't think Penn State plays anyone in the non-con, do they? Iowa State goes to Iowa. So that right there.
And that's like, that would be
But you-
Penn State's toughest game, I think. I think they play Michigan. I know they play Michigan. I don't know where that
Penn
is.
State's over-under should be like 10.5 next year
Penn State's schedule.
because of the schedule.
They have to go
so they play
to
nobody
Temple
in the non-con. Nobody. But they do
at
go to
Maryland.
Michigan.
Yeah, they go to Michigan. Yep, I was right there.
But they get USC coming
home.
to Beaver Stadium. Their second toughest game is at Washington to end the
Okay,
year.
that'll be a tough game.
That's it. Van Wilk, you're muted.
This isn't by date either. The Big Ten games haven't been released.
Oh, right.
That
Big
schedule
Ten
for
comes
us,
out,
so-
I think, next Tuesday. The Big Ten schedule comes out. We know their opponents.
Yeah, Penn State's over under.
If they don't win 10 games,
It'll be
that's-
9.5.
Yeah, if they don't win
guaranteed
10
that'll be the
games, that's a
number.
failure, in my opinion. What would you say the same for
Yes.
Penn State?
Yes, and then again, knowing their fan base, the absolute expectation will be to be in the playoff for them.
Oh, you have to get with that schedule.
Yes.
You are missing out on a lot by only playing Michigan, USC, and come on.
I think Iowa State's schedule's tougher.
I agree. I mean, they have to go to Iowa, they go to BYU, to Arizona, and have Utah. I think if you power rate the teams at Iowa, let's say that's very similar to, would you say it's either at Michigan or at Washington, right? Which one of those would you?
Probably, I mean,
Which one's
I would
even?
say Iowa's closer to Washington.
Okay.
BYU would be closer to Michigan.
There you go. So
The road games.
and then you have, so maybe Utah is like USC. Hosting
Yeah.
Utah would be like hosting USC.
Yeah, probably. Maybe depending on what Riley, I don't really know.
But
what
then
they
you have at Arizona, and Penn State doesn't have that.
Yeah.
And look, Arizona maybe not a great team, but I think that would be a tougher game than anything else that Penn State has. Below that.
I'm a believer that Oklahoma State will be pretty good,
Agreed.
but we'll see. It's January 22nd. Listen to us.
Should we go long?
We're disgusting human beings. You know that? Toppling Goliath, thanks to being a part of our program. We appreciate it. Yeah, it's time for Going Long, courtesy of Wealth Charter.
It's time to go long with Wealth Charter Retirement Planning and Tax.
A Vanguard study just came out of 401k participants and found that 46% of employees don't take advantage of their company match. That's insane.
What's the percentage?
46%. So basically half of employees don't take their company. That is insane. That's why it's the only way you can get 100% return on guaranteed money. So listen, so our friends at Wealth Charter, they'll go over all this with you. They'll make sure you're maximizing your employer benefits, your investment strategies, tax planning, all that good stuff. They do everything under their roof there in Ankeny. What do you got for us?
All right, I want some help from the commenters because I've got a question on Indiana's national championship. I think that is the greatest. Let me take that word out. I think this is the most unlikely sports story of our lifetime. And Williams, our sports memories go back to about 1990. So like we didn't see the Miracle on Ice. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
For our commenters, can you think of anything that's even comparable? The only thing that came to mind that would be even close to this was when Butler went to back-to-back national championship games in college basketball. But they didn't win it all. They didn't win it all. And it's easier to do that in basketball when you only have 5 guys on the floor than in football.
Different animal, yeah.
Evan says the 2016 Cavs. Come on. They had LeBron James. They had the best player in the world.
I don't believe that.
I mean, that was a good NBA story. LeBron going back to Cleveland.
But the NBA is like built for the bad teams to be good eventually.
Mm-hmm.
They want some equality. Like college football is not built that way.
Sinedo says FAU going to the Final Four, which is look, I live down here. I covered FAU that season, and what Dusty May did was one of the greatest college basketball stories, but they didn't win it all. And not only did Indiana win it all, they won every single game. Ryder Boy says 2007 New York Giants. That's the team that beat the unbeaten New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. But that's just one game. Like the Giants just had to win one game. This was a complete program turnaround for Indiana where they beat Ohio State, won the Big Ten championship.
Yeah, and just I think going undefeated the whole season is part of this conversation. Do you know how hard that is to do anymore?
Well, you had coaches before
at
the
Oregon,
season
at
saying
Iowa.
that it would never happen again in college football too. 16-0.
I'm with you, brother. And it also just shows in today's world that of college football, like pretty much anything is possible if you have money.
But they still didn't have the money that.
No, you're right. I mean, this
behemoths
was a
had.
Signetti. I don't disagree, but if NIL didn't exist, like this wouldn't have happened.
If the new transfer portal rules didn't exist,
Correct.
This wouldn't have happened. I think that was the bigger deal.
All that
than,
stuff.
I think
Yeah.
that was the bigger deal than NIL for Indiana. It was being able to take all those guys from James Madison right away, hit the ground running. Because this wasn't just a one-year thing. Indiana hit the ground running last year and made the playoff.
And how many people, myself included, this year were like, "Oh man, there's no way they can do it two years in a row." Because last year they had that easy schedule.
Yeah,
and you could point
this
at
was
it and
much
be like,
different.
"Oh yeah, it's so impressive." I don't disagree with you. I can't.
Steven
and then,
says 2001 Diamondbacks World Series win again.
Is that when Randy Johnson threw that fastball and it blew up that bird's
No,
guts?
that was in spring training. The 2001 was when the most epic World Series ever, in my opinion. It was right after 9/11, and they were playing the Yankees, and the Yankees had all those walk-off wins, and the Diamondbacks had the walk-off to win it in Game 7. That was great, but not to this level. And again,
nobody
Leicester
could
City
have picked Indiana. Like, what would the odds have been?
Worldwide, I think you could make the argument that what Leicester City did 10 years ago at 5,000 to 1 to win, what was it, Champions League or whatever it was, English Premier League, one of the two. But I remember covering that on SportsCenter. That was probably the more unlikely story if you look at it globally. But in the United States, nothing compares to this.
I don't disagree with you at all, man. I was hoping to get a little Antoine Randall the other night. Remember that guy?
Loved watching him play.
God, he was fun, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I loved watching him in the NFL. He was a blast. Didn't he play for the Steelers?
Mm-hmm. Steelers always went out and got those guys that could do a
Cordell
little bit of
Stewart.
everything. And Hines Ward.
Hines Ward.
Like they use those toys. I've seen a lot of people saying Cubs World Series.
That's for Cubs fans.
Yeah, I mean that they snapped the most ridiculous streak ever.
But again,
and they did come from 3-1 down in the World Series. But
pro sports though are built.
They still
to
had the best
give
team.
The little guy a
the Cubs
chance.
were the best team that year.
And you could go out and spend money and be like anybody
and
has
there's only 30
that same
teams.
Chance. Correct.
Instead of how many power conference teams are there now?
5 years ago, what did Indiana Stadium even look like? Was it half full? 5 years ago?
Not even.
Yeah,
Not even.
That's the thing. And then you're going up against in your own conference, Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan, these giant stadiums with I don't think there's anything comparable to this that I can think of.
No, I'm seeing some Royals 2015 as well, which look, that's more on the because the Royals don't spend that much and
small market team in a non-salary cap league.
Yeah, they beat
that one. That one's better than the Cubs, in my opinion.
I agree.
The curse thing, it's like that's like a fantasy thing. Like, I know it's real to Cubs fans, and we like to talk about it, but it's not like a tangible. Like
it's
the Red Sox,
It's not like this. The Indiana was the losingest program in college football history.
I remember
Indiana had 6 AP top 10 wins ever going into this season. 6 ever, and they had 6 top 10 wins this year.
I remember when Iowa State got game day for the first time. There were a handful of schools that had never gotten college game day.
Men's Health?
That too. There were a handful of schools that had never hosted college game day, and Indiana and Iowa State were 2 of them at that time.
Has Indiana hosted yet?
I assume that they have in the last 2 years.
Didn't they have Lee Corso come to one of their games because it was his last year? Didn't he come and do something with them?
Maybe, but
I don't know.
ESPN doesn't have the Big Ten anymore, so I don't know. I mean, I don't remember, but
I'm just painting the picture of how bad this program was.
It is unbelievable to wrap your head around it. And I think they're going to keep winning. I'm not going to predict them to win a national championship next year, but they've got Hoover coming in from TCU. I'm sure they're going to be great again.
A couple of quick things before we go and do our cheers to the freaking weekend. Iowa State women snapped their losing streak last night. Jada Williams with 44 points. I thought she was going to break Audie Crooks' record. She was unbelievable last night.
God, did they miss her?
The Iowa women, they play tonight.
Wait, who scored 44?
Jada Williams.
Oh, okay.
Jackson came back.
Where did that come from? So we need Jackson. Ariana Jackson came back.
She came back. She had a really good game too, coming back.
Because I was thinking during this losing streak,
especially defensively, she's their best defender.
She was the big offseason acquisition. Shouldn't she be able to pick up this team?
Huge last night. Hopefully it carries over.
Mm-hmm.
She was making everything. Iowa women play tonight at number 15, Maryland. So this is a huge test.
Another huge game for the Iowa women. Maryland has lost 2 of 3. They just got blitzed last time out by UCLA, the team I was tied with atop the Big Ten. They lost by 30 in that game, so they're going to be feisty. They're going to be feisty tonight. And then the Iowa women host number 12 Ohio State on Sunday. So I think you split.
Huge stretch here.
Just split these 2 games this weekend.
And then I just wanted to give a shout out to Drake too, because that was a huge win last night over Murray State. I don't know if they seem. I watch most of their games. They're getting better. They haven't really had the results to show it. But Murray's the best team in the Valley right now, so that was a really big deal to get that. So hopefully that group can continue to grow.
That's a sweet ass pullover you got.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
That was Murray State's first loss in conference. They were 8-0.
Yeah. Dude, the Drake baby blue stuff is just so awesome. All the baby blue stuff. They can't go to it full time, but it's like, God, they're
Why
sitting
not?
on a goal. Well, because then it's not as special, is it? Don't you want to like have it be like a special thing?
I don't know. I mean,
See, that's what Iowa State screwed up with the black. They started wearing it all the time, so then it wasn't special anymore.
Well,
At
as an
first,
Iowa
they
fan, I wish that they would go to the script Iowa on every jersey for basketball. Put it on every jersey. It shouldn't just be for special occasions.
I get what you mean.
Now, the gold jerseys should be for special occasions.
God,
The
I hate
gold jerseys should be for when, you're hosting a big game or you're in a big rut and you've got to have it.
Don't you think of Luke Recker when you think of the gold?
Nicholas says he wants an Iowa everywhere or 2 guys quarter zip.
All right, we can do that for you. All right, let's get out of here. Cheers to the freaking weekend.
Cheers to the freaking weekend. Let's raise our glass of Steeple Ridge bourbon.
The Steeple Ridge is going to taste good tomorrow night when it's -90 out. Okay, a bit hyperbolic, but it warms the soul. And I'm already planning on it tomorrow night. Oh, baby. Look at Pat right there pouring that bottle of Steeple Ridge. Oh, it's lovely.
Wayne's going to sit on that cork.
I've got Iowa State, Oklahoma State at 3. I'll do pre and post game for that. But we got Van Wink's birthday party.
Van Wink's birthday party?
On Sunday. Well, one of the little girls. We got a little girl birthday party on Sunday.
Oh, it's not
Happy
his
birthday to Isley. She's turning 7.
We did need to make the announcement.
Is she the sick one?
No, this is Lindley. She's sick.
We are going to do our show on Sunday.
Yes.
This week.
Yeah, did you decide on a time yet?
I think 10, right?
I don't know. You never responded in the group chat.
Kind of a busy day yesterday.
Okay, 10 Central
Yes.
on Sunday.
I got to be somewhere.
Let me plug that
on
into
Monday.
the phone.
Plug it on in there, baby. So we'll be there to respond to all of the action from Saturday. Look forward to that on Sunday. What are you going to the Outback? Got any big plans this weekend, Hassel?
I've got no plans. I'm kind of disappointed because Iowa doesn't play this weekend. I mean, we have the women's games, but it's not a ton of stuff until you get to Championship Sunday, and the games aren't. They don't. I don't know. They don't get the juices. I wish the Bills were playing.
I do too.
In the AFC Championship game. I'm sure it'll be fun once it comes, but
yeah,
it's kind of a down week.
I wish the Knicks wasn't hurt.
Yeah. Agreed. Well,
Matt, God bless him. Look at this poor bastard. He's got a kid on top. Oh God. Just surviving over there.
Survive in advance.
All right. Appreciate Fareway Meat and Grocery, Channel Seed, of course, as always. And all of you, stay safe with the weather that's coming in. We'll have Murph and Andy live tomorrow at 1 here on Iowa Everywhere.